All right, crew. So to help us review, we've been working on some geometry and you can come to a stopping point on your writing, some morning meeting. We're going to be reviewing some shapes and trying to identify the names of these shapes. I'm going to give you a shape, and if you know a name for that shape, I want you to raise your hand. Please do not yell out. Alright, let's take a look at this shape. If you know a name of that shape, raise your hand. See lots of hands. Ava, what is a name of that shape?
A rhombus.
It is not a rhombus. Nope.
No?
Emma? It could be called a trapezoid. That is correct. The rules of a trapezoid say it has to have 4 sides. Does it have 4 sides?
Yeah.
4 corners?
And one line.
Set of parallel lines. Show me with your arms. Where are the parallel lines on this shape? Nope.
No.
Nope.
No, I don't need to take them. No, if they go this way, they won't.
So yes, this could be called a trapezoid. Does it have any other names?
No.
Jason?
Rectangle.
Not a rectangle. No. Connor?
Quadrilateral.
It can be called a quadrilateral. What are the rules of a quadrilateral? Well, does it have 4 sides?
Yes.
Does it have 4 corners?
Yes.
Then it is a quadrilateral. All right, let's take a look at another shape. Raise your hand to tell me if you know a name for that shape. Penelope. A quadrilateral. Is that a quadrilateral?
Yes.
Is there another name?
Parallelogram.
Rogan? It is a parallelogram because remember the rules of parallelogram says that it has to have 4 sides. Does it have 4 sides?
Yes.
4 corners?
Yes.
And 2 sets of parallel lines. Show me some parallel lines from this shape with your arms. So we have top and bottom. We have side to side. Very good. Is there any other names that you know for this shape? Cole?
Square.
It is a square. We'll talk about the rules of a square later, but it is a square. All right, let's take a look at this shape. What's the name of this shape?
Oh, that's alright.
Oh! Maverick?
A square.
It is a square.
It's
Oh my gosh, it is. Paxton, what's the name of this shape, please? It is a parallelogram. Y'all are people keep freaking out about the illustrator, Mr. Paxton reminding us that this is a parallelogram. What's another name for this shape, Maya? Could be called a rhombus. Addison?
It could be called a square. A quadrilateral.
Could be called a quadrilateral. Let's look at this shape.
So a square.
Raise your hand and tell me the name of this shape. You gotta look at the screen, Mark. Raise your hand and tell me the name of this shape. Mav, you right?
Yeah.
Marley? Nope, not a triangle. The rules of a triangle says it has to have 3 sides. Does it have 3 sides?
No.
Nope, not a triangle. Julian? Quadrilateral. Does it have 4 sides?
Yes.
Does it have 4 corners?
Yes.
Then it is a quadrilateral. Does it have any other names?
I don't know.
Avery?
A square.
That is not a square. Emma? It is not a parallelogram. Where are the parallel sides?
It has no parallel.
If it has no parallel sides, it cannot be a parallelogram. Alright? The rules of a triangle says it has 3 sides. Does that shape have 3
I
sides?
already said that. Marley already said that.
Where are the 3 sides?
1, 2, 3, 4. The bottom one.
2, 3, 4. Think through your rules. Think through your rules. Think of the rules you know. Jordan, what's the name of the shape?
I believe called a parallel.
How many sets of parallel sides does it have? Okay, does a parallelogram have 1 set? There is 1 set of parallel lines on this shape. You're correct, Jordan. Show me with your arms. Where are the parallel lines? Very good. We've got top and bottom. but it's not a parallelogram that has one set. What's the name of a shape that has one set of parallel sides? Addison? No? Lydia?
A quadrilateral.
Could be called a quadrilateral, but what's the name of the shape that has 4 sides, 4 corners, and one set of parallel lines? I am loving that Julian and Ava and Callie are actually looking in their notebook, not just making random guesses. That's very helpful because we wrote this down already. Cole, what could I call this shape?
A trapezoid.
I could call it a trapezoid. A trapezoid is the name of a shape that has 4 sides, 4 corners, and one set of parallel lines. What's the name of this shape? What's the name of this shape? Archer? Triangle. How do you know it's a triangle? 3 sides, 3 corners. That's the rules of being a triangle. What is this shape? Or what could the names of this shape be? Think about the rules that you know. Paxton? Could be called a quadrilateral. Why, Paxton? Why could I call this a quadrilateral? 4 sides, 4 corners. Perfect. What else could I call this shape? Avery?
You could call it a parallelogram. I can't pronounce it.
Parallelogram? Why?
Because
Yep.
it has 2 sets of parallel sides.
No, that is not a parallelogram.
Yeah, it's got 4 sides, 4 corners. Paxton already told us that. And Avery thinks it has 2 sets of parallel lines. Show me with your hands, where are those parallel lines? We've got top and bottom. And we've got this diagonal situation happening. Yeah. This is a parallelogram. Lydia?
It's triangular. It's only got one left.
All right, this is our last shape. See if you can figure out what this shape is. See if we can figure out what this shape could be called. Last shape. Jordan? How do you know?
Because it has 1 set of parallel lines.
And? Beautiful. Jordan says this is a trapezoid because it's got 4 sides, 4 corners, and 1 set of parallel lines. Show me with your arms, where's the 1 set of parallel lines? Up and down. They don't have to be the same length. But you know, if they keep going forever and ever and ever, they're not going to touch. What else did I call that shape? Remember?
You can call it a quadrilateral.
I can call it a quadrilateral. Very good. All right, so we're going to review. You do not need to write this down, but if you're not sure, you definitely need to look in your notebook. What are the rules or attributes to being a parallelogram? If you don't know, look in your notebook. If you do know, raise your hand. What are the rules or attributes to being a parallelogram? I'm getting tongue twisted. Parallelogram. Rogan, what's one rule? Say it again.
4 sides, 4 corners.
Has to have 4 sides. I already said that.
2 sets of parallel lines.
Has to have 4 sides, 4 corners. Again, you do not have to write that down. We're just reviewing.
2 sets of parallel lines.
Paxton, what else does a parallelogram have to have?
It has to have 2 sets of parallel lines.
Sure. We might say sets or pairs. 2 sets of parallel sides. Are there any other rules to being a parallelogram? Sure. We could say it has to be a closed shape. Any other rules, Emma?
It has to have straight sides.
Yeah. know that it can't have holes, so it has to be closed, and it does have to be straight sides. Just a review of parallelograms. All right, what about that shape? Go ahead and try as best you can to sketch that shape in your notebook. I'll give you a hint. I like to draw the parallel top and bottom first, and I just make one slightly longer than the other. You see how I've kind of made them offset? And then I just connect the corners. That's my trick to drawing a parallelogram. If that is a parallelogram.
It is.
So let's go through the rules. That first rule that you told me was that it has 4 sides, 4 corners. Is that true?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 sides, 4 corners. The next rule that you told me was that it had to have 2 sets of parallel sides. Show me with your arms, where is one set of parallel lines? Where's one set? So we have top and bottom. We got top and bottom, and then I saw some of you doing the diagonal. These are parallel.
And the others are parallel. It's parallelogram.
And these are parallel. So, it sounds like we've got both rules. So, is that a parallelogram?
Yes.
Yes, next to it, let's write. Yes. A. Oh, I'm not going to have enough space in that spot, so I'm going to scoot it over. Parallelogram. It's a parallelogram. It fit the rules. That's how we know. If it fits the rules, then we're good to go.
My favorite is a parallelogram.
A bucket.
Alright, I'm going to give you
Parallel.
another shape. Go ahead and draw that shape in your notebook. So let's go through the rules. Is this a parallelogram? Does it have 4 sides and 4 corners?
Yes.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we've got our corners. Okay. 2 sets of parallel lines. Show me with your hands. Where are the parallel lines? Connor's got it. He's showing me top and bottom, side and side. They go on forever. They will. Y'all look like you're doing weird dances right now. It's awesome up here. Parallel lines. Dance party. Parallel lines. Dance party. Only parallel lines in our dance party. Parallel lines. So wait, if it has 4 sides, 4 corners, and 2 sets of parallel lines, is this a parallelogram?
Yes.
Yes, it is. Go ahead and label it. That is a parallelogram. We just proved it, Bowen. No, thank you. By looking at the rules. Bowen. Stop. By looking at the rules, we proved this is a parallelogram. Now, wait a second. Those 2 shapes that we just looked at, they look different. Why did that happen? Connor, no thank you. Why did that happen? We looked at 2 shapes and we said, yeah, they're parallelograms, but they look different. That shape looks different than that shape. Why do they look different? Corinna, why did they look different?
Because parallelograms, they don't have to look same. They don't have to look the same as other parallelograms to all be parallelograms.
Did you hear that, genius?
Yeah.
They have the same characteristics.
The only thing is they've got to have same characteristics or attributes or rules or categories, whatever words you want to use. But you're right, they can look different. tiles that get glued for math choice work. They probably all look different, but they all share the same rules. Very good.
I got it.
Write this down. Could be the next blank page. Attributes of a rectangle. Most of us know that the shape that we just looked at, this one right here, we would also call a rectangle. So let's look at the attributes of a rectangle. What are the rules for a shape to be a rectangle? What do you think might be one rule for a shape to be considered a rectangle? What might be one rule? Julian?
4 sides and 4 corners.
It has to have 4 sides and 4 corners. Every single time. Underneath this, we're going to write our first rule. 4 sides
4 corners can't be the same.
/ 4 corners. Another way of saying that is that it has to be a quadrilateral. Has to.
It has to
You
be
can't have a not quadrilateral and it be a rectangle. That will not work. So it has to have 4 sides, 4 corners. It has to be considered a quadrilateral. What else might be a rule for a rectangle? Rectangles have to have them. Bill, what are you thinking?
It has to have 2 lines that are longer than the other 2 lines.
They do not. That's not a rule. I know what you're thinking because that fits our last shape, but it's not a rule for all rectangles.
But then it would be considered
Brogan, what you thinking?
Has to have 2 sets of parallel lines.
It does have to have 2 sets. Whoops, I almost said parallelogram.
But if it isn't like that, then it would be a square.
Sides. And we know that when we combine this rule and this rule, I can also call this shape a parallelogram. I know I just wrote a bunch, so go ahead and give me some seconds, or I'll give you some seconds so you can get caught up. Marley, you know another rule? Sure. I'm not going to write that down because every shape we are going to deal with in 3rd grade is going to be closed, but you are correct. It does have to be closed. There is one more rule that we haven't seen in shapes yet. This rule says all corners must be square corners. All corners must be square corners. We're going to talk about what square corners mean in just a second. So that's going to be our final rule right now for a rectangle. Is they have to be square corners. Now, square corners has a couple of different names. So go ahead and either draw a line in your notebook or turn to the next blank page, either or. What are square corners? What are square corners? So to give you some background, when we look at a corner, here's my corner here. Just chopped off a piece of a corner. The outside of this shape is called a corner. Right, we know that. In 4th grade, you will talk a lot about measuring the distance on the inside of that shape. The distance of the inside of this corner right here, that is called an angle. You've probably heard that word before. An angle is the measurement inside a corner. So no thank you, Brogan, no thank you. So a square corner is a specific angle measurement. A square corner can fit a square in its angle perfectly. Sometimes you might see this measured in degrees. Degrees is the type of unit that we use to measure angles. This is called 90 degrees. That little circle is the symbol for degrees, just like IN is the symbol for
It's
inches.
just circle.
It's just in a little circle. Oops, I erased it when I tapped it. 90 degrees. Connor?
There's two types of degrees. Like, does it mean the same
degrees
thing?
is not
Does it mean like which kind? Like because 360 degrees seems like you fold and turn around and then go back to it.
I'm going to show you this, Connor. You do not need to write what I'm going to write down.
Right.
So if I'm over here, and Connor says I want to do 360, right? I'm going to go past that angle. That one was 90. Past that angle. That was 90. That's 180. Past that angle. That's another 90.
That's 270.
That's 360.
So to go 360 degrees, I have to do 4 90-degree.
So I feel like this. I feel through two.
Mhm.
And that's 190.
Maverick?
So when like you do a 360 in the air, you turn like all the way around basically.
Yep, that's exactly what's happened. You don't need to know this, but you do need to know what a square corner looks like. And then just because you might see it, I always like to tell you that it's 90 degrees. Sometimes on Freckle you see that more so than iReady.
Alright,
But it's called square corners. So let's look back at our shapes that we looked at. Let's look closer at these corners. Would a square fit perfectly, a little tiny square, in those corners? Does that shape have square corners?
Yes.
Yeah. That shape does have square corners. Nope. Let's look back at this shape. Did that shape have square corners?
Yes. No, because they're angled. They're like tilted a lot.
Did that square fit in there perfectly? No. So this shape cannot be called a rectangle because all of those corners are not square corners. Next blank page. This is your title. Nope, I want this to be the next blank page, please. The next blank page, this is your title. It says, is a rectangle a parallelogram?
Yes.
That is what your title says.
Is it a parallelogram?
What do we think about this? Is a rectangle a parallelogram? Maverick, what you thinking?
Yes, because it has those extra corners.
Is that the rules of a parallelogram?
No, but two sets of parallel sides.
Yeah. So if the shape follows the same rules, then it can be called the same shape. Let's go ahead and write an answer to this question. Yes.
Yeah.
A rectangle is a
Parallelogram.
Parallelogram.
yes, a rectangle is a parallelogram because, and I'll pause to get you some time to get caught up. a parallelogram. Maverick, you gave us a good answer. Why? Archer?
As it was one for all God.
Now, is square corners a rule for being a parallelogram? No. I'm going to shorten that down. So yes, I could say because it has 4 corners, 4 sides, and 2 sets of parallel lines. But I could also say because it shares the same attributes. It has the same rules. Rectangle just has one more rule of that square corner, but other than that, they have the same rules.